Welcome to the Girl Stand Up podcast. This is Dom, and if you know me, you know me, and if you don't, you don't.
And this is JD, and I second that. Now, before we get started, disclaimer, we are not professionals. We are strictly speaking from and sharing our experiences. If you are in need of professional help, please seek the appropriate guidance and counsel.
Well, first of all, Happy New Year. I hope you guys are excited for the new year. I hope that this year is going to be prosperous and filled with joy and renew and refresh. Welcome to episode 1, Standing on Business. The business is making sure you don't play about you. Okay, so let's get started.
Yes, let's.
Actually, BRB, let me go turn this oven off. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. Today's theme is the business, making sure you don't play about you in this new year, period.
Exactly. And hopefully you have already started. I know I have. This has been a very selfish year, a very much about me year. What about you?
Honestly, it has. It's crazy how quickly time is going. It's a little concerning, I can't lie, actually.
Slightly.
Because we're already in 2024. I feel like 2017 was yesterday. It's so weird.
Not 2017.
High school was a very interesting time for me, to say the least.
I
But,
think we can all agree, or most of us.
oh, absolutely. And I feel like some of the biggest character development definitely started in high school.
That's crazy because for me, it was in college.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
You know what? Maybe it's because I did transfer high schools. I've had a long journey. But truthfully, I feel like my character development really came through similar to you, but I feel like I got like a little taste of it in high school. But like college is gonna get you right.
Every time. And then what's gonna get you right even more after college.
Okay. That post grad life
That
ain't
first
nothing
year.
to play with. It's
I said
nothing to play
first
with.
year, but really first 3 years.
Truthfully, because I was not anticipating just the change of like way of living you go through once you leave college. And it's a little bit jarring. And I'm really surprised they don't like talk about this in college or like offer like a recommended course or a required course for this in college. Because it's like you go from being in a walkable community, which I think plays a huge part in making community, is being close to things, being close to people, to
Yes.
moving to like a new city or moving to just on your own. You could move out and
Mhm.
like having to schedule to see your friends, like instead of being able to like get in the car and go down the street, which you could do that, but we all work and we all have things to do.
Exactly. It's some friends that I just don't even see within a year, which is so wild to me because these are the same friends I used to see several times a week. And then
Okay.
you were talking about moving and starting anew, but even like the people who don't move, who are still where they were, and then you're seeing the people around you move.
Yeah,
That's a lot too. It's
it
very hard
is.
to navigate, you know, being apart from your people that you could just walk down the street and go to their houses.
Honestly. And I think like, because I had seen a TikTok about this, and this girl was like, the reason why college is like such a grand time is because, or maybe it was a guy. Actually, I think it was a guy now that I think about it. He was like, because college was built as a walkable community by people who are humans, like who wanted a walkable community. And I really never ever thought about it like that. But it's true. Like, if you wanted to walk the entire campus, and for reference, we both attended the University of Georgia, go dogs,
Yeah,
per
dogs.
okay. And if honestly, if you wanted to walk campus, you can walk campus from north to south probably within 30 minutes. And you can't say that for a lot of different cities, actually. But nonetheless, I will say that again, that TikTok just really made me think about community. And we will get into community a little bit further along in our series. But
Absolutely.
for now, truly, truly, well, not even for now, just think about like your community. What does your community look like? How does your community affect you? How does your community benefit you? How does it not benefit you? Take inventory of the people in your life, your chosen family, and kind of write down what are your goals for them this year and
Yes,
what
and your expectations.
exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, friend. And did.
I try, I
So,
try.
okay. So, the initial topic, okay, we're standing on business, correct? It's the new year. I know we like to say new year, new me, but today we're serious. New year, new you. Quickly.
At least if it's not new year, new you, at least make it a you year if you didn't do that
Yes.
for 2020.
Yes.
Year 2023. I'm sorry, my brain is still in 2020, honestly, 2020, 2021 at most.
The
But
early 20s, they
when
all feel the same, so I
they
get it.
do, they do. It's all been a blur, but we're gonna have our 3 points of emphasis, and the first one we are focusing on is speak about it and then be about it.
Okay? Because you need to be. Quit lying to yourself. Speak words that you are going to fulfill to yourself, not to anyone else, to yourself. If you have things that you want to do, if you have goals that you want to accomplish, we got to get that discipline. And maybe this is the key word for this thing,
Ooh,
discipline. It's hard.
so hard,
It's so
truly.
like, girl,
Ooh,
it's hard to stand on business, trust.
yes,
But
quite
you're
challenging.
doing okay, but you're doing it to the benefit of yourself. So why not? No one else is going to do it. Truthfully,
Exactly. You gotta go big or go home for yourself if no one else.
period. And that's a sentence and a word. So get into it. Okay. Be about you, be about it. If you want to start a business this year, start it. Look up how to get an LLC. Okay. LLC Twitter is always there. And I know y'all see them tweets. Pop one in the chat. All right.
If you wanna take that trip, if you wanna go for that job, take it, go for it. What do
Yes.
you have to lose when you bet on yourself? Let's be
Nothing.
real.
And the money will come back. I don't want to hear it. Because if you can spend $10 on Chipotle, go to Chipotle 20 times. That's a flight ticket. It is.
I felt like
Um,
I just caught a stray there, but, continue. I'm with it. I'm with you.
listen, what do they say? If the shoe fits.
Then wear it.
That's neither here or there, though. But stop making excuses. You need to stop making excuses and you need to be disciplined.
Yes,
It's
I love
easier said
that
than done.
word. I truly do, and I like how you talked about how it's hard, like, that doesn't mean stop striving for it, like, if it's not hard, it's not worth it. If
Okay.
it comes easy to you, then why would you strive for more?
Okay.
You have to get out of your comfort zone, you have to just try, if nothing else, and I wanna throw another word in there, accountability,
Yes.
and
Say
know
it
that.
again.
Yes, accountability, and know
Yes.
that it is not all on you. Remember
Yeah.
how we were talking about think about community and tying that in. If you know you cannot hold yourself accountable by yourself, then seek your community that will assist you.
Yes. Absolutely. That's what friends are for. Shits
Exactly.
and giggles can happen, but we need serious time,
Yeah,
okay? Your friends will gather you, and I've been gathered.
as have
It
I. And I enjoy it. I love it. I need it.
okay, same here. Because if they don't, who will?
Right. If you're not gonna do it and they not gonna do it, something has to give.
Okay? We can't we can't continue. And to my girls out there who are just like who say maybe you don't have community, right? Maybe you don't have anyone that you feel like you can confide in. Make that a goal. Make it even if it's one person, make it a goal to make a true friend this year. Put yourself out there. If you're in a new city, go to different events, regardless of oh, specifically, if you are a Black woman, find your community. I promise y'all we need
Please,
it. Continue, go friend, you got it.
let me tell you, do not be afraid of Bumble BFF. I know you might think it's not for us, but newsflash, me and Dom met on Bumble BFF.
India. And
Yes,
look at us.
look at
2
us.
almost 3 years later. Okay.
I knew one person in Athens when I first moved. It was my roommate at the time. Thankfully, I knew my roommate. Much appreciated for that.
Of course.
But I specifically did not know any Black people. I did not know any Black women. And so I think it was suggested to me. I don't know when, but I really was not serious when I downloaded it. I just did not expect this to come out of it, but it really can be very productive. Just put a little effort in, and you just never know who you'll meet.
That's true. I agree. Our first friend date was ice cream. Freddy's to be exact.
It was so
Freddy's
good
is
too.
good. If you know, you know. Okay. The frozen custard, it eats. It does. And
Every time.
okay.
Now, Dom,
Oh,
very on brand for her, was double booked, but Grace, we extend Grace.
we did. And I think about I do feel bad because I was like, I could have made more time. So I'm going to apologize for that because I should have made more time for our first friend dates. Absolutely. I knew I had a date later. I should have communicated that.
Not
So
a date.
was it it
Period.
was
Period.
it what was
No,
it?
I think it was a birthday dinner. That doesn't
Oh,
matter. That's really not important.
yeah.
I appreciate your apology.
You know what? It
I
was.
promise.
You're so right.
No, I didn't hold that against you because very little known fact, I do experience some social anxiety. And so having a little time limit on a first interaction doesn't necessarily bother me unless, like, no, I'm gonna just say it doesn't necessarily bother me. If it's meant to be, we will have further interactions, and that just leaves more to discuss the next time. Like, I feel like sometimes we go out and do things and we don't know when to leave, and neither does the other person.
Yeah. And
And
now it's
so that's
awkward.
important. Yeah, it does get awkward. Like, even if you're having fun, you're like, okay, like
Now
hours have
what?
passed. Somebody should make the move, call it a day, call
Exactly.
it a night.
Hello.
So
That's actually a
work
really
out.
great point. Yeah, I agree. And honestly, if y'all click, y'all click. I mean, look, here we are, almost 3 years later. Who would have
Exactly.
known?
Ooh, in
To
good
go
old Athens.
here.
I was about to say Athens University. In good old Athens, Georgia.
Okay, because listen, and if you know about UGA, you know they are no Negroes, and I don't know if we have to censor this, but we can if we need to. There are no people, Black people, I can say Black, in Athens, at least that are within our same demographic. So Black people who are college students in Athens. We
You
went to
really have you really have to go find them and dig deep.
oh girl. And then once you're in, everybody knows your business.
Yes, or you, period. Everybody knows
Right.
at least of you.
And that just all that literally would scare me. Like,
And that's understandable.
yeah, like, oh, don't even get me started on the dating. But again, these are conversations for different days. We will get into them. But
Sure.
if you are a young woman, specifically if you are a young Black woman, I thought I muted that. Hold on. Specifically, if you are a young Black woman please, 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 and if you feel like you do not have a strong community or hell, even one person that you can confide in and trust in, try to make that a goal because we all need someone to make it in life. Just even if
Yes,
it's one person, we need someone, okay, to make it in this life. It is very hard. It is very lonely to do life alone. And you shouldn't have to because there are genuine people out there. In this day and age, unfortunately, it just takes a little bit more time to find. But the right people will come to you. Who is meant for you is for you, and who is not is not.
absolutely. And I do just want to say that I don't know if you all have gathered, but we are two Black women, but we do want this podcast to cater to others. So please feel free as we grow and evolve, please reach out. Please provide comments, concerns, questions. We want to cater to everyone. Of course, a lot of what we say is going to be geared toward other Black women and the Black community in general, because that is our experience. But we do want to be inclusive and insightful, and we want to learn as well. But I really wanted to say that because, yes, the podcast is called Girl Stand Up, but it's very important for you all to know that girl in that saying, for us at least, it is gender neutral.
Indy
We're
is.
talking to all of you. Stand up, okay?
Hello.
And I just had to say that because we've been talking about our experiences as women with like friends and self-love and whatnot, but we really want to get into the guys because I have several theories. I'd be worried about the guys, like, what does community building look like for you all? Because I just have witnessed some of the worst friendship stories. I know that people like to talk about us and that saying women, we have our catty stories and
Yeah.
drama and whatnot, but the men,
The men's be just as messy, friend,
they do,
if
and
not
we're gonna be
worse.
talking about it. If not worse, exactly. My jaw has dropped on several occasions. So
Really.
seriously, I want to hear about y'all's experiences so we can bring that into the our topics. I
Mm.
also want to pray for y'all because again, the jaw, my jaw has been on the floor multiple occasions.
And truthfully, and if you are a male who is struggling to make friends, do not give up the faith. I do not know what it's like to make friends as a man because I am not one, but I can imagine it's probably a little bit harder because men don't really connect emotionally like I feel like a lot of women do. So,
I was just gonna say, I don't think their connections are addressed as much. I think they build them here and there, but yeah, they don't really label it a lot of the time. I'm just, what's coming to mind is, the stories on like Twitter and whatnot, where guys are like, they have those guys they meet in passing and they just dap each other up. And that's how they start the friendship. And sometimes it doesn't even go any further from there, but like
um,
that's officially like their dog. Like they cool from that point on.
um,
And that just is what it is. But they don't even be knowing the name of the person half the time. And I think that's hilarious.
literally, you just know a face. And I'm like, y'all are a strong species, truthfully,
Very, very.
because ain't no way I'm about to see you at
No,
almost every function and not know your name.
I'm just at a point of if I forget, I forget. And I'm going to straight up be like, I am so sorry, but what is your name? Because I want to know. I
Okay.
do.
But that's the difference when y'all have got to let that toxic masculinity go.
Ooh, that's a good topic for another
Absolutely.
episode. That might need to be multiple parts, but we're not going to go there right now.
Okay. Hello. But again, prioritize yourself this year, prioritize your goals, prioritize your wants, your needs, prioritize you in a healthy manner with an asterisk. Okay.
An asterisk. And with that, let's go to our next point of emphasis. We are decentralizing. Say it with me, decentralizing,
Decentralizing.
people pleasing. We are trying
Immediately.
to impress ourselves. We are trying to check in with ourselves, make sure we are good. We have got to stop focusing on others more than ourselves. It's unhealthy, it's draining, it's not productive.
It's not. And as a current and trying to be former people pleaser, if you know you can't do it, you can't do it. If they are your friend, they will understand. If they care about you, period. Friend, family, foe, period. They will understand if you cannot do something for them.
That girl said foe. We love a foe that cares.
Okay. Hello. Some of them do. They
But
just
I
want,
wholeheartedly agree with that.
yeah.
People will understand, people will extend grace. They will be willing to learn and grow with you. And if
Mm,
not, it's also okay. Like our circle evolves, it changes, it shifts, everything under the sun.
agree. Like, I have lost friendships, or a couple of core friendships for me have changed drastically over the last 2 to 3 years. And it really is just because of the way life lifed.
Yep.
I had a really good childhood friend. We were thick as thieves. I mean, conjoined to the hip. Where she was, I was. Where I
Hmm.
was, she was. And she ended up moving right around the pandemic. She moved to Europe and she was gone for 2 years,
Wow.
like gone. And if you're listening to this, girl, I love you.
Oh.
Okay, I do. And I had to learn how to survive without her. While she was creating a new life in Europe for herself, I had to create a new life for me without her. And
Mm.
it caused strife. It did. Like, we just had a lot of miscommunications. We didn't see eye to eye. Like, it just made a rift. And, communication, she's an ever working thing. And I didn't communicate, she didn't communicate. So we legit just went like a year almost, probably roughly a year without saying anything to each other. And if we did, it was a very much so, hey, how are you? And that was it. And this is a girl that I've known since sixth grade. Like, when I say thick as thieves, thick as thieves. My mother knows her mother. Okay. And they talk.
Right. I totally get that. I had a childhood, I've had, I think I had two childhood best friends. Not I think, I had two childhood best friends. One was a boy, one was a girl.
Mhm.
Um, but the girl, we were literally like family, like we had family members who would babysit the both of us after school, like all the time.
Mm.
Literally like sisters. We still talk to this day, but it's very seldomly, and there's absolutely no bad blood, but we have grown apart so much. And
Yeah.
I don't even know when it happened. It just happened.
Mm.
Like you said, life be life in, and your expectations of others change.
Mhm.
What type of people you gravitate towards changes
Mhm.
so much.
Yeah.
And I just always found that weird. I just thought we would be so close forever. I thought we was gonna be in each other's weddings,
Mhm.
everything. But it just happens, like things you get as you get older, when things aren't organic, you just don't I don't want to say you don't feel like catering to them, but it just gets pushed to the back burner in a way, and it's not even intentional most of the time, at least in my experience.
Agreed. And I think that there's probably like a little bit of lack there. There's a lack of something there for
Mhm.
why maybe you don't reach out as much, or maybe for why like things just grew apart. There was a lack, and that lack got bigger, but you guys accepted the truths, and you guys still talk, but it just may not be to the degree of what it used to be. And
Right.
that's okay too. It's a work in progress. And I'm sure if you wanted to work on those things, and if she wanted to work on those things, and y'all mutually agree, we're going to work on these things, Over time, you guys possibly could get back to where you were. But if you feel as though it's not natural or doesn't serve you the way you think it should, what the relationship is now is perfectly fine.
Right.
Like, again, seasons. People are in your lives for seasons. You will have some that will sustain those seasons. And if you got them, hold them close. Okay, close.
What's that song? It's about when you playing cards. It's like know when to hold them, know when to fold 'em. I don't know the words right now, but
Yes. Is it country?
you know, that's a good question.
It
I
was
don't know.
giving a little country, just a little.
Thank you. I tried to cover all genres, you know,
Sure.
happened, but it's okay.
That's all right. Okay. New year, new you. That could be a goal for you.
No.
Never mind, y'all. She not doing it.
Hey, I'm just being honest.
Listen, and we appreciate that over here. Okay.
Thank you.
But truthfully, decentralize people pleasing, decenter people in a healthy way with an asterisk.
Yes, and as much as you're questioning like what you should be doing when it comes to other people, you need to ask yourself the same. Like, are you pleased? Are you happy? Are you working towards your happiness? What are you doing to work towards your happiness? What could you be doing differently?
Exactly. If you need to get a journal,
Oh,
actually.
me and
Everyone
my
needs a journal. Everybody needs a journal, actually.
I agree. Me and my journal, I would say we are besties. We are long distance besties because I be forgetting about her completely. But
You
when I
have one.
remember,
She's
page
there.
page. Yes, always.
Okay. And sometimes that's all we need is a friend that's
Exactly.
always there. All right. Get a
Exactly.
journal.
And your journal can be your notes app. I have several entries in my notes app for when I don't have my physical journal on me, but it's nothing like having the actual pen and paper and taking that time to be with yourself and write.
Yep. I just journaled. Could I say this morning or last night? I journaled recently at the
Yes,
butt crack of dawn. Okay.
the best.
Unfortunately, I have been under the weather. So, excuse me if I sound a little stuffy, but I was journaling and whatever was burdening me that was causing me that sadness, I felt like I physically put it on the paper. And I slept like a baby after that, after I took some Tylenol, that is.
I
But I
love
slept like a baby, okay?
I
Sometimes that's all you gotta do is
yes,
get it out your system.
I commend you on that because you really you said the crack of dawn, you really sat up, you grabbed a pen, you grabbed a
Yes.
journal.
Y'all,
You wrote it all down and left it on the paper.
it was 3 a.m. I should have been asleep, knocked out, mid-dream, but I wasn't.
And that's fine. But you did something about it, something productive, and then you slept well. We love that.
Okay. And a lot of y'all are not sleeping at night because y'all are
I'm
going
y'all,
to
but you
sleep.
know,
Please, y'all
when I
are
say
not. Talk to us, Jordan. Why
when
aren't the
I say
people
I'm a terrible sleeper, I don't know. I don't even know how I got here. Well, no, yes, I do. I really used to be thriving on 4 and 5 hours of sleep, especially early in college, and then it has caught up with me. And now, a girl has a schedule and you gotta fit your 8 hours in there somewhere, or it's going to show throughout the day. So I have to be strategic.
Absolutely.
But the most productive thing has been meditation. I have this app. It's called Insight Timer. I love the little sleep meditations because a lot of them, they'll be talking to you and I will fall asleep way before they finish.
Period. Listen, if you need some background noise, get that. Rain sounds effective. The ocean noises are effective. I used to fall asleep to gameplay. And
Wait,
since this
what
is
is
going on YouTube, check out Corey X Kitchen and Berlizzi, y'all. All
what
right.
is you're gonna have to explain this to me. What do you mean? Wait, gameplay as in people playing video games?
Yes, yes,
And then what did
yes.
you say? What are the two you said?
Corey X Kitchen. He is
Okay.
he, if you know, you know. You know who he is
Period.
if you're a gamer watcher, okay? He is
Period.
probably hands down one of the best gamer YouTubers I've ever watched. The editing, the quality, the content. I mean, the man is hilarious.
Come
Like
on.
10 out of 10. Like his editing is superb actually.
You better hype him up. And this is not an ad, y'all.
It's not, this is free of charge. Free of charge. Okay.
Okay.
And Corey Extension, if this episode ever just stumbles upon you, ever, do not be afraid to holler at your girl in a non-weird way. We
And
have to be specific,
what?
okay?
And do.
Okay. And then Berlizzi. Now Berlizzi is like, you put him on when you cook dinner because his videos be long. I mean 45 to an hour videos.
I like a smooth 45 minutes.
Okay. A little bit less edited, but I'm cool with that. I like the raw and unfiltered. I do. And he gonna give you comedy, but he just gonna be talking to you like he's your homeboy. And you gonna feel like you on the phone with your homeboy. That's exactly what his gameplay gives. Nonetheless, it's still quality and I love him. So Berlizzi, also, if you just so happen to stumble across this YouTube video channel, whatever, you too can holler at your girl in a non-weird way, of course. I just feel like in 2024 we are being specific with men, very specific.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, yes. Intentional, upfront, assertive. Okay.
Hello. Um, but
And
nonetheless,
shoot or shoot.
hello, and we will get, oh, wait until February comes, y'all. Our little relationship series. Wait till we get to the bread and butter.
The
Okay.
tea.
This is the cocktail hour. All right. Get your little hors d'oeuvres, get your glass of champagne, get your napkin, get your cheese, get your cracker. When we get into February, we bringing out these Texas Roadhouse rolls fresh out the
Ooh,
oven. And you better have your cinnamon butter too ready.
you must. You cannot have one and not the other.
Multiple. I mean multiple. Okay.
I want to say my loaded mashed potatoes.
Please.
But we're going to reel it back into our third point of emphasis, going back to since we got on food and taking care of ourselves,
Yes.
we are going to go with our standing on you point of emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Not just
Yeah.
on business, but or standing on business, you need to know that you are the business.
Okay. And you need to stand. So you need to stand on you. Count on you. Okay. Love yourself. Say it with me, guys. Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Okay. Because if you don't love you, people aren't. You cannot expect people to treat you the way that you don't treat yourself. You can't.
You're absolutely correct. You cannot teach other people how to treat you
Yep.
without loving yourself. You can't include other people healthily.
Yep.
Heavy on healthily. Without loving yourself, you have to learn what that looks like, what your self-love looks like.
Right. And learn how to communicate that.
Oof, that
Like,
take time figuring that out for myself. So I
and
get
it
it.
does.
Necessary.
It does take time, but like genuinely, even if it's having a one-to-one with your good close friends, and again, you have different people for different things.
Mhm.
If you know you have friends you just go out with, let it be like that. but your core, your support group, your support system, ask them, what happened to, and let me get into this a little. What happened to communicating? I just feel like so many things could be resolved if we were all just receptive communicators.
Yes.
Receptive communicators.
I like that. Receptive.
You communicate, but you're receiving what someone's telling you and what you're telling somebody. A lot
Exactly.
of us don't know. I know I don't. I'm still learning, and boy, is it hard.
And it is not linear. That is another experience that is not
Yes,
linear. Just like healing, it is a cycle.
very much so.
You're
It's not
supposed to
gonna happen
continue learning
tomorrow.
over time.
Okay, it's not gonna happen tomorrow.
Mm-mm.
Now, it may not happen this year,
Nope.
but it is a continuous cycle, and it's going to take discipline, and it's going to take you standing on yourself, betting on yourself, loving. I almost said learning and loving.
Listen, sometimes you
Nerdy.
gotta say it twice so it
Okay.
sticks. And our other word too, accountability. Forget.
Yes.
Don't lose her.
Heavy. She's your friend. She looks scary, but she's really nice. Okay. Learn to be comfortable with miss accountability. She gonna show you who your real people are.
Absolutely. Because we have to hold ourselves accountable, but others have to be able to take accountability too.
Okay.
I didn't
And
realize how hard that is for some people, and I'm not gonna get too into it today,
all right.
but I just think that is so wild because, well, no, let me not say that because I had to get to this point too. But I'm always trying to learn and evolve and figure things out and understand myself better.
Mm.
And people who don't strive to do that, they scare me. I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
alarming.
Or they're stuck on being right or
Yep.
being the one holding somebody else accountable. They're not
Yep.
looking within. That is just so taboo to me. I'm gonna say that.
And I feel like the people like that in your life, you need to reevaluate or talk to them, have that communication, and go from there. But I feel like a lot of that has to do with like friendships, relationships, etc., which we will get into in our February series, the month of love and Black History Month. Don't forget it, okay? Um, but one of our final points slash themes is when it comes to standing on business with yourself. Now, Jordan, you got to help me break this one down.
Okay, I got you. So, with the standing on you point of emphasis, like we said, learning self love, moving to learning how to healthily center yourself and regroup. This
Yeah.
was such a regrouping year for me.
Mm,
And furthermore than that, or building on that, you have to know how to regroup, especially after you've allowed others or worldly things to get you out of character and away from yourself at
yeah.
heart. You have to work on not letting your experiences distance you from yourself and your heart. And for me, it was my kindness, my vulnerability, my what else can I add? My compassion, all of that.
Mm,
I realized I had to distance myself from people who make the harder, like outer shell come back out.
mm,
If I feel like I have to reel myself back in, I'm probably going to, make myself scarce now because that's just not me.
yeah.
I'm all there or I'm not there at all. I don't like the in between. I
Yeah.
don't like to feel like I'm too much for somebody because clearly we need to go in different directions at that point.
Yeah.
I don't
I
need to
mean,
change for somebody else. You shouldn't be changing for anybody but yourself.
at all, period. And damn not for a man.
Oof. Or
Okay.
any significant other, potential
Yes.
significant other, somebody you thought was going to be your significant other, fill in the blank.
Thank you. Truthfully, fill in the blank. I think for me, my biggest thing that I feel as though mine was partly fear, and mine was more so on the relational side, the romantic relational side, because I've been through my whirlwind. And again, we will get into this come February, but you really have to go back to your core and like, you know, the kind of person you are, you know what you allow, you know what you don't allow. Once you can get that 10 toes down, no one, no one should be allowed to change you from that position and change you from that stance. And if they are, and it's in a negative way, snip, snip, ho.
That's mine. And I cut that. Oh, hey.
Okay. Snippety snip,
You
friend.
did y'all this is off topic, but at college parties, did y'all actually say the snip snip ho?
We did. The black ones,
Thank
yes.
God. Okay. I thought it was just us. I'm like, no, this is important. This is necessary.
No, it was a universal black experience.
Period. I love to hear it. I truly do.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. College parties, hey, let me be specific. College house parties,
You know, I
you
didn't get to
know,
experience that many of them.
but the ones that you did, mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
What happened to house parties? We don't throw them no more. Are the
We don't
girls
like people in our house, as Whoopi Goldberg so
okay?
eloquently put.
Hello.
She said,
I
"Nobody in my
heard
house."
the girls do not throw house parties like they used to.
They don't. They really don't. I would love to do that, but I have this thing where, and it's just me wanting to like meet new people.
Yeah.
I like to have people I don't know at functions that I go to, because if I'm just around the same people, it's just, how do I practice my mingling skills? Like, that's too in my comfort zone. I like to venture.
Ooh, yeah.
And when you have house parties, you don't really want people that you don't know. But like, that's how it used to be.
That's also true.
Also, the house parties usually got to be wall to wall, and that is just not it.
They're always chaotic.
It's too much. It's too many people. There has to be a capacity cut off.
I agree. I think, well, at least when I was at Southern, they would just start charging people.
I'm
But then
not paying
people
to
would
get
just start
invited.
paying.
At that point, we need to go to an establishment.
Okay. Like if the party was getting too lit, they would start charging people outside. But if you got there early as hell, you was getting in them doors. Hell, the home was still cold. And best believe me and my madres, what's the Hispanic word?
What are you trying to say? The Spanish word for friends?
Yes, is it me my that's mother.
Amigos.
There
Amiga.
we go. Me amigas.
Mis. Is
We
it
were
mis?
there when they first started, and trust and believe, we that was our pregame. The juice was still there.
Here for it. You had
Okay.
me at the house was still cold, because when I say that's the quickest I will be ready to go home. If I'm hot or if I cannot walk two
Right.
feet in front of me, enough is enough.
Hello. I'm done and I'm tired. I'm tired. And you
Yeah,
know,
it's not it. It was cute. Honestly, it was never cute. No.
yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, house parties were pretty grimy. I can't lie. They were pretty grimy. I definitely had
It
party
can't be
shoes.
worse than the bar floors of
Oh God.
downtown Athens, or for our my South Carolina people, 5 Points. It can't be worse.
Oh, Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm getting
but
PTSD.
I understand where you was going with that for sure.
You're right. Shout out to Cloud. I hope Cloud is
Yes,
thriving.
cloud was my first like experience. I actually went during my senior year, the weekend of the Carolina versus Georgia game where South Carolina won. But
Ooh,
anyways, and nobody expected that we were Georgia's only loss.
ooh.
I'll never forget. Nobody I say that because we didn't even expect that. We fully was there for the vibes. We didn't
Okay.
expect to be hanging in there with the game. And next thing I know, the score is close. And I'm like, this was supposed to be for funsies. What happened?
The
Now
girls got
it's serious. Now we
serious.
gotta pay attention.
Okay. Shit just got real.
But anyways, that was not relevant to the topic at hand. I was just going to say that when I visited Athens for the very first time, that was the first place I went to. And I
Yeah.
thought it was so fun. But
Yeah.
I realized it's not always like that, just that the vibes are there sometimes.
Exactly. And I'm sure a lot of college towns are very similar. A lot of
Definitely.
PWI college towns. I don't know about the HBCU scene. I really didn't know her. I didn't.
I
Um,
didn't either.
but I heard things about Georgia State while being at UGA and Georgia Southern and our honorary HBCU that is Georgia State. Y'all really raised the bar.
You gonna upset the real HBCUs. I can't support it.
Steven, let them come in the comments. That's fine.
Please let
Y'all
me know
know who
because
y'all are.
I know Georgia State it does come across like an HBCU outside looking in, but like, what is, what is it really? I would love to know because I don't know.
Well,
I know Google is free, but I want to hear from the people who attended.
so like, good point. And this is my theory. Okay. And I could very well be wrong because I did not go there. I know somebody would go and say, well, you didn't go. I know that, but this is my theory. Okay. On paper, Georgia State is a PWI.
Mhm.
Okay. In person, that is an HBCU to the max.
Okay, I can understand that. And I don't even know if you know the school, but another place that I feel like is like that, just because of my experiences with visiting my friends and family that went there.
Yeah.
Francis Mary University in Florence, South Carolina. I just cannot believe is a PWI because, mind you, I did go for homecomings a lot of the time when I
Yeah.
visited. But yes, I mostly saw Black people when I was there. I just still think that is so wild to me. I also can't believe how lit that school was. When they had a
Wow.
function, they had a function.
Period.
Okay. Their homecoming concerts were better than many of the PWIs, or probably most. I don't know that many concerts outside of South Carolina's, but as a as an alum,
Yes, alone.
their concerts were better every time, nearly every time.
Well, who are some people that perform?
So the first time I went, Dolph and Lil Uzi Vert, I was shook. This
Good.
was before Uzi was like huge, and Dolph was up there. But like again, they fit in the venue. It was amazing. They put on great shows. I think that's the only concert I went to, but they have had Meg, who
Wow.
I'm trying to remember who else they've had. Them and SC State, they be having the concerts. Dom, SC State had Gunna before he was Gunna, okay?
No, no, they
Yes,
didn't.
I can't believe I never told you that, but yes, I wasn't there and I didn't know who he was, but people
Man.
I knew went and it was lit.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell the people now. Three people I don't play about when it comes to music is Gunner, Burna Boy, and Rema. Thank you.
Gunner,
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is so cool though. Legit. Like,
very,
I
very
feel like at Southern, Oh, girl, homecoming was such a oh, this is so long ago. I really don't even remember if we had anyone perform. I'm sure we did, but it's not coming to me.
This is
Mostly because,
UGA.
huh?
UGA.
I think UGA had T-Pain.
Oh,
Like the
I
year
have
before I got
missed
there, yeah, they
T-Pain
had T-Pain.
so many times already. He was apparently, now that you told me he was at UGA, he
Mhm.
went to South Carolina. I think it was either past year or last year. I mean,
Really?
the year before that. But the kids were not excited. I was freaking out, like, oh my gosh, how do I go? The kids were just like, yeah, I'm probably not going. I'm like, you're not going to see the
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
That's the
And
thing.
then I think Kennesaw State had him too
What?
this year, this past year.
What? Oh,
I'm
y'all
just like, how do
lying.
I keep missing him? I have not seen him, and Waka Flocka is another person I have missed so many times.
Oh yeah.
Still haven't seen him either.
He definitely. Oh yeah. Oh, now that when you said Waka Flocka, I remember. But this doesn't end well. So,
Oh.
so I went to Georgia Southern the year the Migos came. Is that was I think they were supposed to be perform
Supposed to.
performers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And baby, they got arrested. And Statesboro was like, y'all can never come back here and basically
That's
banned
so lame.
them. It's true. There's
Well,
an article. Let me see if I can find it. There's an article out there in which it says that all three of them RIP to take off. Okay, we miss you.
so much.
All of them got arrested because while they were either headed to do the performance or leaving from their something in Statesboro, they got
That is
arrested on
wild.
like gun and drug charges. Yeah, girl. But
Not
I was like, this feels predatory,
this feels
you know?
a trap. A setup.
Okay.
That
But
just reminded me the reason that we missed out on T-Pain when I was a student at South Carolina is because our concert used to be outdoors.
oh
And
no.
my freshman year when they had it outside, we had Ray Shrimmer. Ray Shrimmer cut up bad, but that was one of the littest concerts I've ever been
I
to.
heard he's a great performer.
Yes, they're amazing. But since that concert, the surrounding like residents that were not students were very upset about the profanity and they wanted T-Pain to
Wow.
perform the clean versions of his songs and he said no.
Period.
And as
Okay.
he should because
And you know what he did? Stand on business. Because what do you
period.
mean? Y'all are gonna pass up no shade. No shade to my good sir T-Pain. But why, especially if this was around the time that you were in college? Oh girl, this is at their peak. And y'all got them? Come on.
Oh yeah, that was lit.
Come on.
That was lit.
Their music bangs. I listened to their most recent album and it's a great album actually.
Oh, I
I
need to
wish
hear
more
that. I
people
didn't
got
even know
into
they
it.
dropped one. I didn't even know they dropped one. I need to listen.
Girl, they dropped an album either late last year or early this year and it's fire. Like fire. It's a great album. I listened to it no skips.
Let me write this down for sure because take
Put
me
some
back.
respect. Put some respect on their names, okay? Because
Period.
they ate with that.
No.
But we are
You know
coming.
who else? One more person that we passed up on that was in the running one year.
Ooh,
Ty Dolla. I'm still so upset. Ty Dolla Sign was on the list of people we were voting on to have. And them people, you know who I'm talking about. brought- They brought, I think they either brought a pop singer, Ayaz, or they brought a
nar.
or they brought a country singer. I know while I was in school, there was a country singer one year, and Ayaz happened one year too, and I went to neither.
And I wouldn't have gone as well because what do you mean?
I was so extremely hurt.
Y'all don't have headliners? Because I would have been like, baby, we got to split this session.
Canceled.
Okay. Because what if I don't listen to country? Now what? But I guess you could
I
say the
know
same. What if I don't listen to rap? That's fair. Nonetheless, y'all should get people that both parties would get into. Come on.
y'all know everybody loves our music, so stop playing.
Okay. And do and still do.
Just
Hello.
do what's lit and what covers all bases. That's all
Okay.
we ask.
Thank
Wanna
you.
bring a
But
pop singer, bring somebody we listen to
okay. And
this
honestly,
decade.
they heavy on the this decade. And
No shade.
one more point before we conclude. But I feel so bad for today's kids because there aren't really a lot of artists that I feel like could withstand performing at a college. Like, I feel like our college classes were probably some of the last that could get, like, most current or, like, up to date or, like, at least memorable artists. So, like, y'all getting T-Pain, us getting Migos, schools getting Megan Thee Stallion, and Megan could very well still perform today in the Gen Alphas and the Gen Zers, the late Gen Zers, because there's a difference, okay? They could very well still get into Megan, but I just kind of think like imagine having homecoming and you have like, and this is no tea, no shade. I love you, Ice Spice. But like I wouldn't be excited if Ice Spice came to my college to perform. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
So that yeah, it's certain people I just would have been at the house watching on Snapchat.
Okay.
That just is what it is, if that.
Honestly. And again, no tea, no shade, but she would be one of them. And honestly, similarly to a lot of the newer artists these days, because rap has kind of lost its way a little, just a little.
That's tea.
And again, that is another topic for another day, but
And is I do just want to round all of this out and repeat our 3 points of emphasis
yes.
so you can keep that fresh on your mind. So again, this episode was all about standing on business, and the business is making sure you don't play about you.
Yep.
And our 3 points of emphasis were speak about it, then be about it.
Mhm.
Make sure you decentralize people pleasing.
Please
And
and
most
thank you.
importantly, continue to stand on you.
Okay. Because only you got you, friend, at the end of the day. When
I'm
you
thinking
came
of a song right now, but I'm not gonna sing it because I don't remember how it goes. Ever, ever.
listen, when you came into this world by yourself, you're gonna leave by yourself. You have
That part, and I meant to say that earlier.
okay,
That has been my motto this entire year, honestly. People
okay,
gonna go, people gonna come, but you will always have you.
exactly. And you need to invest in you because if you can invest in other people, you can invest in yourself. And even if it's at the cost, and this is with an asterisk mark, okay? Have some discernment.
Okay.
Don't be missing these birthday dinners. Y'all know how the girls get, okay?
That Twitter friend, me, when my friend misses a planned dinner and they be squaring up, and I'm like, don't come for us. Chill on us.
Ooh,
We just there are things that are super important and you really want to do your best to be there. That's it. Point blank, period.
okay,
And
truthfully,
at least, guys, we have lost common courtesy. At least say, I'm not gonna make it.
exactly,
You
and
don't even be doing
reschedule,
that.
okay? Communicate, say it with me.
Communication.
Communication.
Yes.
Community, communicate, all of the communes. Communion.
Communion. Exactly.
Okay.
And with that being said, thank you so much for listening to the first episode of the Girl Stand Up podcast. And we
Yes.
will see you next time.
Bye, guys.